Good morning to all my dear students. I hope you are in a good health, okay? And stay at your home, stay healthy and keep yourself fit. So now we come to the maths portion. We are doing today the question number 2, part number 3, and it's the exercise 3.6, and if you all know, this is the last question of this exercise. Don't go for the length of the question. This is the total length of the question, but believe me, the question is not so difficult. Let us see the question first. Ruhi travels 300 kilometers. I just circle it because these are the few main points which you have to take care for doing the word problems. Few of the things you have to take care. What is the distance? What is the speed? What is the time? So that the question will be easier for you, right? So the distance is, total distance is 300 kilometer. Let's say the distance is, this is 300 kilometer. Now, Ruhi travels 300 kilometer to her home partly by train and partly by bus. That means she has to cover 300 kilometer distance. Total distance is 300 kilometer. But out of that, partly, the some distance she has to cover with the train, and rest of the distance she has to cover it with the bus, right? So out of this 300 kilometer, let's see what happened next. She takes 4 hours. How much time she is taking?
4 hours.
4 hours. If she travels 60 kilometer by train, means this is the total distance covered by her, right? The 300 kilometer. But out of that, 60 kilometer, the distance equal to 60 kilometer. This distance she is traveling by the train, right? If you know that the total distance is 300, this distance is covered by her equal to 60 by the train, right? 60 kilometer by the train. Then what about the rest of the distance? How much distance is left now? 240 kilometers. And the rest of the distance she remaining by bus. She has covered the distance by 240 by bus. Now she takes 4 hours if she travels 60 kilometers by train, and rest of the distance you have to find out with yourself. That is 300 minus 60, that is 240, and she is covering this 240 kilometers by the bus. So this is the first condition up to here, right? 60 kilometers by train, 240 kilometers by bus, and she is doing all these things in 4 hours. Similarly, one more condition is given. Because we are doing the chapter pair of linear equations, and we have 2 variables here, as we have to find out the speed of the train and speed of the bus. So if we suppose the speed of the train and speed of the bus, we have 2 variables, and for solving the 2 variables we are in need of how many equations? 2 equations. So for 2 equations he always gives us 2 conditions. So first condition is up to here, and let us see the next condition. If she travels 100 kilometers. Now this time, out of 300 kilometer, she is traveling 100 kilometer by train. And what about the rest of the distance? How much is left? 200 kilometer. And she is covering this 200 kilometer by bus. But if she travels 100 kilometer by train, okay, and remaining by bus, she takes 10 minutes longer. What it means, 10 minutes longer?
It means 4 or 10 minutes.
Yes, very good. That means if she is taking in the previous case 4 hours, now in spite of 4 hours, now she is taking 10 minutes longer, means 4 hours plus 10 minutes, right? But this time is in hours, this is in minutes. So you have to convert minute into the hour. I will tell you each and everything, but these are the 2 conditions which should be clear to you. This is about the first condition, 60 by train, 240 by bus. And in second condition, 100 km by train, and 200 km by bus. Also, in first condition, she is taking time equal to 4 hours, and in second condition, she is taking time equal to
4 hours.
4 hour 10 minutes. So, we'll make the two conditions now. Okay, now we'll have to suppose for doing this question, two things here. What are they? Speed of the train. Let the speed of the train is x kilometer per hour and the speed of the bus is y kilometer per hour. After supposing these two, also the total distance covered in the whole journey is given in the question is 300 kilometers. Now, according to the first condition, when he is covering this 300 kilometer, out of that, he is covering the distance by the train equals to
60
distance
kilometer.
traveled by the train.
60 kilometer.
That is 60 kilometer given in the question. And how much is left for the bus? 300 minus 60, that is 240 kilometers. Now we have the distance traveled by the train as well as by the bus. Also the total time taken by the train and the bus together is equal to 4 hours. This is also given in the question. Right, now we'll apply the condition. We all know that time taken is, now can you tell me the formula for time taken? If you know the distance, if you know the speed, what will be the formula for time taken?
Speed upon distance upon speed.
Very good, distance upon speed. So I'm going to use this formula and you have to keep this formula in your mind. Time is always equal to distance upon speed. So according to this first condition, the time taken, this 4 hours, should be equals to distance by speed. That means time taken by the train plus time taken by the bus, according to the question, that is equals to 4. Right? That is equal to 4. And the time taken by the train is distance covered by the train. That means 60. Upon the speed of the train, that means x. Similarly for bus, apply the formula.
240,
distance
240 upon y
upon the speed, and that is equals to 4. So this will be your first condition. But can you see anything common here?
4.
Very good. 4 is common. Cut the whole equation by the 4. What you will get after cutting it with the 4?
15
by x
plus 60 by y plus
60 by y
equals to 1.
equals to 1, and this will be the first condition. Okay. Okay, now we'll see the second condition. According to the second condition, distance traveled by the train. According to the second condition, we read the question there. That is given equal to 100 kilometer. So by the bus, the distance covered by the bus will be 300 minus 100. That is 200 kilometer. Right? Now total time taken this time is 4 hours 10 minutes. How can you convert this 4 hours 10 minutes into hours?
4 1 by 10.
4 plus this minute, convert that into the hour by dividing it with 60. So it will be like this. 4 plus 1 by 6, and if you add these two by taking LCM, this will be 24 plus 1 and is equal to 25 by 6. So total time taken will be equal to 25 by 6 hours. Right? Now the condition will be according to this formula. Total time taken this time is equal to 25 by 6 hours. So time taken by the train. Apply the formula here now. Time taken by the train. Distance by speed. Distance covered by the train and the speed of the train. The distance covered by the train is 100. And the speed of the train is x. Similarly, 200 upon y equals to 25 upon 6. Can you again
25.
see common here? 25. So 25 4s are and 25 8s are and 25 1s are. So this will be the second condition. Okay, now you'll tell me, are these linear equations?
No.
No. Why they are not linear equation?
Because variables are divided.
If you will see here the exponent, that will be like x raised to power -1, and it will not be a linear equation. So first we have to convert them into the linear equations, then we have to solve them, and we have done already this type of questions, so you can do that easily. Put 1 by x as a and 1 by y as b in equation number 1 and 2. We get, what we get? Put these values here in equation 1 and 2. We'll get 15a, 1 by x as a, 60b equals to 1, right? And similarly here 4a plus 8b equals to 1 by 6, right? So these two equations you are having now, and now you can apply, before applying any method, you can just remove this 6 by taking LCM. So this will be equation number 3, let's say, and before writing it as 4, I want to take LCM as 6. If you take the LCM as 6, that will be 24a, 48b equal to 1, and it is number 4 equation. Now these two equations you are having, and you can solve them by elimination or cross multiplication or substitution method. But my suggestion to you is don't apply the substitution method, because that will be too long, right? If you are having the values, big values here in the equation, so it's better to use the cross multiplication method. Okay? Now we are having these equations, and for applying the cross multiplication, you all know we have to write the coefficient in the sequence. What is the sequence? Tell me first.
BCAB.
Yes, B, C, A, B. So B means 60. This is 48. Then 1, 1, 15, 24. Again 60 and 48. So this will be the sequence. And after that, we'll have to write here x and y and -1. Now we'll have to apply the cross multiplication. Tell me fast. 60 into 1.
60.
Very good. 60. 48 into 1.
48.
48. And here the sign of minus. Similarly, y upon
24.
24 minus
15.
1 into 15. It's 15 equal to -1 upon. Show me your calculation skills and tell me 15 into 48.
720.
Oh my god, 720 minus 24 into 60.
1440.
Have you crammed this?
No.
Oh, so this will be the after you'll get it after cross multiplication. Just solve it further. 60 minus 48 is
12.
is 12. Y upon 24 minus 15.
9.
Very good. And this will be -1 upon
720
minus 720. This minus sign will cancel out, and because you have to find out the value of x and y, so first of all I'll take x by 12 equals to 1 by 720 and y by 9 equals to 1 by 720. So solve it. X is 12 by 720. 12.
60.
What will come here?
60.
60. 12 60 are 72. That's why it's not x. I'm sorry, it's not x. Because the equations are in the variable A and B. So our answers should be in A and B. So you have to please correct that. It should be replaced by A and B in spite of X and Y. Are you getting why I'm writing here A and B? Because the equations were in the form of A and B. Okay. So that's why we will write here A and B. If the equations are in the form of x and y, then we'll have to take here x and y. Otherwise, we'll have to take A and B. So don't do this kind of mistakes as I have done. So this will be A and B. Now this is also A, and we'll get A equal to 1 by 60. Similarly from here, B by 9 is 1 by 720 and B is equals to
1 by 80.
It will be
1 by 80.
Yes, B equals to 1 by 80. But originally we suppose the speed as x and y. The speed of the train was x kilometer per hour. The speed of the train was x, and the bus was y kilometer per hour. And we have the values of A and B here. So we have to convert the values of A and B into the x and y, so that we'll get the values of the speed of train as well as bus. So just one more step is there. As we know that 1 by x was A, this implies 1 by x. Put the value of A here, 1 by 60, cross it, and you get x equal to 60. Similarly, we know y was 1 by y was
1 by 80.
that is B. That means 1 by y is 1 by 80, and this implies y equal to 80. So speed of the train is equal to 60 kilometer per hour, and the speed of the bus equals to
80 kilometer per hour.
80 kilometer per hour. Right? So these are the answers.